This is Radio Now 95.3 FM. Come for the news, stay for informed conversations. This is Radio Now 95.3 FM. Come for the news, stay for informed conversations. You're listening to Now Breakfast.
And now we turn to security conversations, where President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has called on state governments to solve the security situations which have bedeviled their states in recent times. The call is coming on the heels of a mob attack which killed some 12 passengers who were traveling through Plateau State over the weekend. Plateau State has been in the news in the last few months following a series of incidents which have seen internal conflicts within the state. Joining us on the conversation this morning is Jide Ojo. Mr. Jide Ojo is a political affairs analyst. Mr. Ojo, good morning and thank you for joining us on the conversation.
My pleasure, Stephen. Happy New Week.
Same to you, sir. To get right into it, what do you make of the president's call on state governments to actually solve their internal security problems?
I think the president is trying to play the ostrich by making that call, because he knows what the state governors lack. I think the president should have been at the forefront of ensuring that there is a state policing system in place. Rather, they are thinking with having forest guards, having miners guards, having all sorts of pseudo-security network systems. When the real issue is about capacitating the governors through the law, devolving the security from the exclusive legislative list to the concurrent legislative list. How much can a governor do when when the commissioner of police in the state does not take order from him? When the DSS director in the state does not take order from him but from Abuja? How much can he do? You have seen governors throwing up their hands in frustration. Now, sometimes they get intelligence, they pass on this intelligence to the security agencies within the state. But they decide what Abuja tells them. If Abuja tells them not to move, they can't move. Can you say the garrison commander of an army division, a governor will walk to him and say, I have this intel, please, there is going to be an attack somewhere, go and nip it in the bud, or go and ensure that it doesn't happen. He will tell you, I need to consult my boss in Abuja. So when the president gives that kind of order, I think it's a former governor, so he should know the frustration the governor goes through in dealing with security issues within their domain. So he needs to do.
It's interesting you say that, and I want to share a thought and perhaps get your opinion on it. The president hasn't said to every governor to take charge. It's been in particular instances. So we've seen it in Benue, we've seen it in Plateau, and these are places that have historically had clashes between ethnicities or over religion and maybe land and resources. It seems like he's implying that the governor has political control and political will over these warring parties, and the governor should exercise that will instead. Do you think that this is the case, or are we talking strictly in security terms in the way that we've been facing over the last 15 years?
Well, Nabila, sincerely speaking, I don't understand maybe I'm misconstruing the president's opinion on this matter. The governors, have watched a number of these governors on live TV interviews, sharing their frustrations, telling people what the effort is. I recall that when the Benue crisis, when the Plateau killings happened like 2 months ago, the governor even have to restate the ban on night motorcycling from about 6 p.m. to 6 a.m. They decided to take some preemptive measures, but this doesn't seem to be enough. So will the governor himself shoot guard to prevent some of this crisis? You had the sorties telling the president point blank last week when he went on, last Wednesday, that look, the crisis we have in the Benue is not about communal clashes, it's not about farmers clashes, it's not about reprisal attacks. It's about people who have made up their mind to land grab because of solid mineral resources in those lands. They want to own the land, dispossess. It's a genocidal attack. So if the president does not have that information, somebody who is on ground is telling him this is the challenge. And we have seen that as a recurring decimal. Over the last 25 years, that Plateau and Benue crisis have happened. Successive presidents usually, because they don't want to offend the sensibility of one part of the country or the other, they just will give a marching order to the military chiefs, go and do this, go and do that, and everything quietens down. It's about security. If it's about politics of it, I think the governors are doing their own bit. Nabila, you and I know you are in Lagos. Go and fact check me how much the Lagos state government is giving the Nigerian police. The number of vehicles they have bought for Nigerian police over the years, communication gadgets, building them structures, innovating their barracks. They've done so much from the security vote that they had. And that is why the police is not ready to let go for the establishment of state policing. More than a year ago, the Governors Forum said in principle they agreed to state policing. They said each governor should go and think about it. But in the recent past, they've been dilly-dally because we saw the president 2 months ago saying that there should be forest guards, that they should recruit about how many thousand, 36,000 or whatever thousand. But our forest guards deal with the issues of land grabbing. Are they well equipped to checkmate efforts of people who come with sophisticated weapons to murder and spirit themselves away? We have heard of foreign people from other countries who are either elders or some people who are just here on economic exploitation and exploration, using funds to dispossess people. So all of this cannot be handled by the state. It can only be handled by the federal government, who has all the power of coercion, who have all the resources of coercion. So when the president is saying that, unless I am not really reading him well, I really don't know if it's about politics and not the security of it. I think the governors have done their bit, and they are only... Look at Amotekun. We have Amotekun in the southwest now.
Right.
But Amotekun cannot carry certain leather weapons. They cannot, because they are limited to maybe day guns and shotguns. And these people come with AK-49. They come with AK-47. How do you go to a battle of a gun battle with a kitchen knife? How will you succeed? How will you succeed in a gun battle with a kitchen knife? So I think the disproportionate force that the state has with even the vigilantes that it has set up is because the law limits them about what they can do with the vigilantes. So I think it's to look at the issue in a more holistic manner and not to blame the victim, because the governors are victims in this respect. They have limited powers. They cannot instruct the services. They cannot instruct the Inspector General. The Inspector General will always move in and tell them, we sympathize, we have deployed more resources. Those more resources, maybe they deploy additional 1,000. In about 3-4 weeks, they move them all elsewhere. And those people who are on the sidelines watching, the moment they see that those who are deployed to reinforce have moved to another place, they will resume their hostilities. That's what happened with the Northeast, where the Borno State governor said those military men who are helping to secure the Borno State were moved to the Northwest. And that is when there is now a rebound and resurgence of Boko Haram hostilities within the state.
Right.
So it's about frustration of the governor.
Mr. Ojo, thank you very much for your time and expertise on this particular conversation. Jide Ojo is a political affairs analyst who joined us this morning to speak on the security situation that we have witnessed across a number of states. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has asked the state governors who have experienced troubling security situations within their regions to address the situations. You're still listening to Radio Now 95.3 FM Lagos. We urge you to stay tuned to your Beyond the News station. In a few short moments, we'll be bringing you News Extra and a conversation about the ongoing conflict in the Middle East. Do stay with us.
This is Radio Now 95.3 FM. Come for the news, stay for informed conversations.